Jordan Poyer, Mookie Hawk is for Sports 1080. How you doing, champ?
Doing well, Mookie. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. And today marks the 5th year anniversary of Mr. and Mrs. Pegula hiring Coach McDermott to be their 20th head coach in Bills history. What has Coach meant to you as a player?
Seems like forever ago. Holy cow, 5 years. I mean, to be able to give me the opportunity to come here and to just believe in me and to trust me, and really just mold me into a football player that I am today. You know, a lot of other factors obviously playing into that. With Coach McDermott, the moment I step into this building, it's given me nothing but confidence as a football player and as a person, to be able to go out there and execute, do my job on Sundays. He's a great leader. It's crazy that it's been 5 years. You know, when you say 5 years, I holy cow. You know, because I think he got signed and I signed here maybe a month after that. So it's been a pretty special journey, you know, to be here since he's been here. And, you know, we just obviously want to put a stamp on it and finish this year strong.
Now, we know it's all these types of nicknames. It's the Legion of Boom and all that stuff. But I've been calling you guys the ATC unit for 2 years, meaning Air Traffic Control Unit. I've been controlling everything in the air for the past 2 years. I just haven't been getting any credit for that. But care to talk about the newest member, Dane Jackson? You know, how instrumental has he been to this unit?
Yeah, I mean, Dan has came in and done everything that the coaches and we've asked him to do. He's came in and he's always been a competitor at a high level. And since he's came into this building, he's a dog at heart. You can tell in his college tape. You can tell obviously the way he plays the game. You know, he's made a lot of big plays for us. You know, it's not easy to go out there and replace a guy like Tre'Davious White. I don't know if you really can go out and replace a guy like Tre'Davious White, but he's molded into himself. His name Jackson. He goes out there and competes at a high level. Somebody that I trust out there on the football field. That, you know, I give him a call. I know he knows how to execute, and he's just, like I said, he's a guy that we trust going out there on the field.
Tell Takeaway Trey we miss him, man. Good luck this week.
Well, appreciate it.
Hey Jordan, good to see you again. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Tyler Bass only missed 4 kicks, and he didn't miss a PAT in the regular season. What makes him such a clutch kicker?
I think, you know, some man's confidence. That man's confidence is through the roof. You know, even you can tell. You know, I watched him when he's missed a kick before. Just his ability to forget about it and come back and make another clutch kick. You know, he's a great weapon for us. We're lucky to have him on our football team.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey Jordan, how are you doing?
Well, how are you?
Good, thanks. I was just curious. I've been asking a few different guys. Do you find any pros or cons in playing teams so closely together? You know, you guys had the Patriots twice in that 4-week stretch, and they changed so much, obviously. But, you know, does that feel any different for you?
Not necessarily. You know, I mean, this is going to be a totally different game, different atmosphere. You know, obviously they beat us at home. We beat them at home. You know, this is, you know, I don't necessarily, I think playing them, you know, a couple of weeks ago, you know, you kind of have a feel of some of the things they do, but like you said, you know, they changed so much. You know, I think just being able to lock into what we need to do and how we need to execute and, you know, come in ready to play on Sunday.
That makes sense. And then I was kind of curious, we had asked you guys post-game Sunday about, you know, the decision to bring out Trey's jersey and all of that, but also you guys all coming 5 out at once. Was that significant? Was that just, let's all go together right now? Or what was the conversation like there?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was just a pretty special moment for all of us to come out there and, you know, just kind of show our unity and show our love for each other and Tre'Davious. You know, wishing he could have been there with us to celebrate that moment. You know, we FaceTimed him before we got on the podium. And so, you know, it was only right for all of us to come out there. And we're a close group of guys, you know, working so hard with each other for a long time. You know, Mike and I, 5 years now, Levi the next 4 years, Taryn in the next 4 years, and, you know, Dane out here 2 years. And so even Tre'Davious 5 years. So it's a really close group of guys. And, you know, it's a pretty special moment that we all wanted to share together.
Was there anyone who was kind of had the idea of like, let's all go together, or was it?
I honestly don't know how it happened, but, you know, as it was happening, it was just, you know, it was like, all right, this is cool. Let's do it.
Awesome. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks.
Hey, Jordan.
Hello, John.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. I wish it was golfing weather, not single digits. But hey, I think we all on this call could agree with that, whether we golf or not. Um, uh, you've now become a staple in the playoffs. So, can you explain and describe what makes playoff time and playoff games different than the regular season, besides the obvious of it's one and done.
Yeah, I think the playoff games that I've been, it's just the intensity, the urgency, um, the it's being able to execute at a high level. It's it's something that somebody asked me this the other day, and I explained to them it's hard to put in words. We talk about the preseason speed from the regular season speed is a totally different level. But then you even go from the regular season to the postseason. That's even on another level, and so that just comes down to being able to be fundamentally sound. Blocking, tackling, throwing, catching. That's when it comes down to being able to play your techniques and try not you don't get too wide-eyed. But it's a great atmosphere. It's going to be a great atmosphere on Sunday. We're excited, like I said, about the opportunity.
So is it one of those things where you could tell a younger guy or you could tell someone who's never been a part of the playoffs, but they really truly can't get it until they do it?
I mean, that's what I believe. I mean, I remember my first playoff game. It's definitely, it's definitely an experience for sure. But yeah, I think obviously once you're in the flow of the game, it's the flow of the game. But it's everything kind of leading up to it. The anticipation, the excitement. It's just it's a fun week to be a part of.
And then quickly, if I may, on the heels of this being 5 years to the day since Sean got hired, I asked Mike and some guys last week about trust the process. And you being a guy from the very beginning, how often truly did Sean use the phrase trust the process in your first year? And was it ever something that was like, oh my God, okay, we get it?
Nah, and we heard it a lot. And I mean, we still hear it, and it's just it's a continuous, he always uses the term Kaizen too, just continuous growth, and being able to obviously trust the process of, how we in the Buffalo Bills do things here, and just trusting it to get to our goals. And obviously, we've been trusting the process. We got 2 AFC championships under our belt, and, obviously the next step is winning a championship. And so we just want to continue to trust that process and to believe in that process. And to bring your teammates around that process too, and bring them along with you.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, John.
Hey, Jordan, John Worrell. When you left Foxborough the last about 3 weeks ago on day after Christmas, was there a sense that maybe there seemed to be a sense of closure that maybe you put the Patriots in the rear view? Do you recall that?
No, I knew I had a feeling we would probably see him again.
So, fair enough. So, in that sense, because that was going to be my follow-up, is it maybe fitting that there's going to be a rubber match here to decide this weekend?
Oh yeah, for sure. It's very fitting.
And why do you think so?
I mean, they beat us at home. We beat them at home. It's a playoff game. Buffalo, New York on Saturday night. I mean, it's just kind of really everything you ask for in a football game, football season. This type of game right here. So, what a great opportunity for us. I'm sure they're thinking obviously the same thing. Great opportunity for them, and it's gonna be a fun night. We got to go out there and be able to execute and be able to play well to win.
Good. Thank you, Jordan.
Yeah.
Oops, let's get this going. Okay, Jordan, I think I got it going here. The Patriots running game, just what do you think? It seems like they're very diverse. They attack teams in different ways with the different, the gap scheme, zone scheme. Just what makes their running game so tough?
Yeah, like you said, they're very, very diverse, and they got extremely good running backs. They got good contact balance, run the ball extremely hard, and they got a very solid offensive line that blocks well for them, and So then they're able to turn the dial. One run's not working, they mix it up and go to the next run. So, we're going to have to play well and execute to win.
And then lastly, as you know, you guys are number one. And one of the many things you're number one in this year is third down defense. And especially third and long, your record, it's ridiculous. Opponents are like competing 8% converting on third and 10 or more. Just what does that say? What does that say to you? What does it say about your guys in the back end just being together? You're not busting assignments, knock on wood. Just what does that say? Just you're so dominant on third and long.
It says that, we need to get, teams that we play into those situations, coming in this week. Obviously, that's a strong point for us. So, we got to be good on first, second down to get in those situations, to be able to rest the passer, to be able to disguise their coverages, to be able to play with zone eyes and read quarterbacks. So, I think that's what that tells me. I mean, guys, we work extremely hard. Third down is a huge emphasis for us throughout the week. We put a lot of time into it. And so, but like I said, with that being said, in order for us to get in those windows and be successful in those windows, we got to be good on early downs and to get us into those windows.
Thank you.
Hey, Jordan. Not even if it's the Bills, but we were talking to Sean a little while ago about Shaq Lawson. Obviously, you played with him for a while. I remember, I think that your locker was right next to him. I mean, what would a team get if they added him to the mix?
Yeah, just a guy who's got this great energy. I remember Shaq being here, just always just a great teammate, great energy guy. Guy who's going to go out there and just go crazy on the field. Definitely missed him when he left for sure. I know he got released the other day with the Jets, and but the team would get an extremely good player, great teammates.
And the other question I have is, obviously, sorry, the kids are just getting home from school. Obviously the weather's going to be what it's going to be. How much does it kind of set a tone in that environment for a defense to kind of come out and be physical from the jump and kind of set that tone in those conditions?
Yeah, you always want to start fast any game you play, especially in particular, at home in cold weather games. Being able to start fast and set a tone early, and they're obviously going to try to do the same. So, it's going to come down, it's going to be, like I said, one of those legendary games, might take a punch. They're going to take a punch. That's just what it's going to be.